Morning girls, I hope you can see me. Apologies for this video being a few days late. As you can see, I've got Rose with me today. The idea was to film on Friday, but again, she was home with me, so I just thought, I'm just going to have to get it done with her, muddle through as best we can. So, as I said, we were going to work on the outer core. So, obviously, with everything that you've been doing, the focus is very much on the deep core, so pelvic floor, transverse abdominals, which wrap all the way around. Obviously the diaphragm kind of being at the top, and then obviously we've got that deep multi-fidi back. So today we're going to be working more on targeting the external core, so obliques, rectus abs, lower back, some upper back, and some more of the outer section. So in terms of sort of fatiguing the muscles, I think this is something that it depends on what you're looking for in terms of are you looking for aesthetics or are you looking for overall function and obviously sort of strength. So if it's aesthetics that you're looking for, obviously as I mentioned in my message in the WhatsApp group, that a lot of the time it's any fat on the top of your abdomen is obviously going to change the way that your stomach looks. And the other thing is that actually we need a really good balance between tightness, so hypertrophy and sort of tone of the muscles. And when I say tone, I don't mean like toned as in, I just mean like the tone of the muscles coming through. And obviously the muscles being able to be relaxed, because if we have sort of no, Rose, sorry, she'll knock the camera. If we have sort of really tight muscles, then that will also affect how it's going to look. So it's important to remember that there's a good balance between the two. So what we're going to do, you're going to help me? So what we're going to do is we're going to work all of the muscles, and we're going to try and work them in some different directions. So we're going to do working to the side, working to the front, and then working to the back. And these exercises are diastasis friendly for managing diastasis, and friendly for obviously the pelvic floor work that we're doing. So our first exercise, Rose, come here and help mummy. Right, so our first exercise, we're going to be lying on our side. Come sit down with mummy. And we're going to have the bottom arm straight, the bottom leg bent, and the top leg straight. Okay? We want to have the hips stacked. What's that? Oh, you go and get your ball. Go and get your ball. Go get the Pilates ball. So we're going to have the hips stacked. And then from there, we're going to breathe in. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift the hips up. So we're pushing them up toward the ceiling, and then you're going to drop them down. So this is working into your obliques, okay? So you should feel, if you were to touch, that these muscles feel firm when you're doing this, okay? But still really important to get the lift of the pelvic floor when you lift up, okay? And the exhale. And drive this knee down into the floor, okay? Hey, why don't you hold baby? So, I'm gonna just put the timer on, okay? If I stop to do with her, you just keep going, and I'm just going to put it on for 45 seconds, okay? So off we go. So we breathe in. On the exhale, we lift up. Breathing in, exhale, lift up, and up. So you're really pushing that hip up to the ceiling, but we're keeping them in line. Keep going, we're at 10 seconds. Come and get baby. Rose, keep going, girls. Just keep going for me. Come back here. Come on, let's get baby. Oh, what's over here? What's over here? Okay, so you're going to rest down. So from that side lift, that arm is straight. If you find that it feels uncomfortable and the pressure on your wrists, you can drop down onto the forearm, okay? So now, we're going to repeat it on the other side. So, bottom arm is straight. Try and keep your shoulder back. Bottom leg bent, top leg straight. Reset the timer. and off we go. So breathing in, and then we exhale, lift up, breathe in, drop down. Exhale, lift up, breathe in, drop down. So really push that hip away. And if you touch, feel for feedback. You should feel the oblique on the underside. This feels hard, but also if you feel to the center of your stomach, you should feel slight tension through the middle, but it's going to be mainly on the outside. It also gets into the outer gluten thigh as well, so quite good. Now what you can do is reach the arm up, so you could add a bit of a progression in there if you wanted to. Okay, and rest down. So, side hip lifts. Now we're going to do a dead bug variation. Now, with managing diastasis, it's really important that you progress slowly into really strong abdominal work. Okay, so all we're going to do is get ourselves in the very first position of a dead bug. Okay, so hopefully again you can see me, but I'll talk you through it. So on your back, yeah, on your back. And again, if you can't see me, I do apologise. My lounge room isn't the best for filming. So lifting the legs up, knees over the hips, ankles in line with knees, okay? Really important. Even this in itself is creating tension through the abdominal wall, okay? Make sure that lower back is tucked in, so we don't want arching. We want that pelvis to be tucked under, tailbone tucked under, drawing the pubic bone up towards your belly button, okay? So already, if I feel, I've got tension, okay? And then, she's obsessed with belly buttons, we're gonna extend the arms up, so both arms, okay, yeah? Extend your arms up. And then, we're not gonna do legs just yet. We're gonna breathe in, and then as we exhale, you're going to lift your pelvic floor and extend one arm away, and then you inhale, yeah, bring the arm back in, and then you'll exhale and take the other arm away, okay? So breathing in, exhale, arm away, breathing in, exhale, other arm, okay? So you're just going to keep doing that for 45 seconds, okay? So keep tucking the tailbone under, extending the arm away, so you can go at your own pace, but this should be really slow and controlled. Keep checking the position of your legs, so make sure those knees are in line with the hips. If your legs are up, just bring the ankles down. Okay, keep checking that the tailbone is tucked under. Okay, and you're going to rest down, bring the legs down. So that in itself is really strong for the rectus abdominals, okay, so the ones that run down here. If you feel like it's too much, then you could just do it like this and just practice that in itself, okay? But lifting the legs up will create, okay? And then we'll progress that to obviously linking in the leg sort of maybe in the next couple of weeks, okay? So now we're going to come onto our front, okay? And we're gonna do quadruped extensions. So these are really good, and again, they get into your back, but they also, if you're engaging your pelvic floor and really getting the breathing going, they also do the whole front of your body as well, obliques, fingers, abs, TVA, the whole lot, okay? So, we're gonna do 45 seconds, and they also do glutes and hamstrings as well. So we do 45 seconds. So we're gonna breathe in, and then as we exhale, I need to come forward, exhale, take the leg and arm away. Now, what you don't wanna do is this, try and keep the hip down. So I tend to kind of think, right, drop my hip, extend, breathe in, and then control it, extend the other leg. Okay? Now, if you wanted to add a slight progression, you'd reach out, reach through to touch the leg, and then pop the hand and knee down. She's going to hit me then. So extend out, bring the hand to touch the knee, and then drop down. So this will add, you should feel a little bit more tension through the abdominal wall, okay? The thing is, these exercises always feel different to kind of your straight up sort of sit-ups and abdominal crunches, because they're, a lot of the time, there's a lot to think about, but you're also taking things like the hip flexors out of the equation, which actually with sit-ups are a really big player. And a lot of the time, it's sort of momentum that people tend to use in those exercises, whereas you can't really get a lot of momentum with this. So you should still be doing, so we're going to do a few more, and then we're just going to do that circuit from the top. Okay, right, so those side hip lifts. So, top leg straight, bottom leg bent. Let's try and do all these 3 exercises back to back without any interruptions. Okay, off we go. So hand on your hip, so lifting up, push the hip away, breathe in, exhale, lift, breathe in, exhale, lift. Check for feedback. So when you breathe in, you should feel your belly relax, and as you exhale, feel everything come in. 15 more seconds. Breathe in and exhale, lift. Almost there. I also find this is actually quite a nice stretch for the top, for the other side of your obliques. So it sort of stretches everything out, which is really lovely. And rest down. Let's quickly spin around and go to the other side. Reset. Off we go. So exhale, lift, breathing in, down. Exhale, lift. Exhale, lift. Yeah. That's not my plane. A few more seconds. Just check. 10 seconds left. That's not my plane. No, that's not my plane. Its engines are too lumpy. Okay, and rest down. Excellent. Okay, let's get into our dead bug position. I'm going to lie this way. A bit more space to extend my legs out. So, reset. So knees above hips, ankles in line with knees, arms up. Tuck the tailbone under. Yes, sit down. Arms up, so breathing in. As you exhale, taking the arm away. So you're just going to do alternating sides. Every time you're extending the arms away, you're lifting your pelvic floor. It's Mummy doing exercises. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Look in the face. Real life. Real life with kids, hey? 10 more seconds. Keep tucking that tailbone under. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, and rest down. Okay, so let's do our quadruped extension with our knee touch. So over onto all fours. Okay, so breathing in. And as you exhale, I always tend to go straight with right arm, left leg, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be alternating sides anyway. So breathing in and then exhale. Arm and leg out. Bring it through to touch the knee and then pop it down. So breathing in and then exhale as you reach out. Coming through to touch the knee and pop it down. Yeah. So you might find you have quite a long exhale because we're extending the move a little bit. Don't worry if it kind of crosses over at the end and you're still bringing the hands to the knee when you breathe in. I just think there's no rush with building up to really strong abdominal work. I know that it feels good and I really understand that, but it's just so important to take your time because it's really easy to blow out. I feel diastasis, and then no amount of ab crunches and some traditional ab work will make your tummy flat. It'll just make it worse. And I can personally attest to that because first time round I did just that, and it took me ages to kind of have to undo all the work that I'd done thinking that I was strengthening, but actually I was just compounding an issue. Okay, lovely. Right, stretching out the abdominal wall. Really important after doing things like this. So this is my favorite. So just lifting up into basically a cobra pose, and then you'll also get, I get a really lovely stretch in my lower back. So lifting up, thank you. Kisses. So you should get a nice stretch underneath the ribs. Thank you. And then another nice one is if you come up and then into sort of a hip flexor stretch, and then just lift up, keep your outside arm, so same arm as the leg forward, and then just lifting up and stretching back there. And that also gets into the psoas, so deep hip flexor. This can be a big contributor to diastasis as well if this is tight, so it misaligns posture. And then coming down, and then we'll switch sides. So again, just tuck that tailbone in, sit forward, so I feel a stretch straight away, and then lift that arm up. Excellent. So those 3 exercises, if you want to just add them on to what you're doing with your other stuff, go ahead. If you want to do them separately, I tend to do 45 seconds of work, move on to the next exercise, move on to the next exercise, rest, and then go again, and then you can go on again a third time. All right, thank you so much for your patience, girls, and well done, because you're doing amazing, fitting all the work, fitting all the videos in. Obviously, I know exactly,